Alright, back into customs, and we're going to take a look at another one of the mini pack 3 units that I don't think I've used in a video yet. I definitely played it on the test server, on the private test at least. I'm not sure if I've used it in a video yet or not. It's definitely been in other channels' videos recently. I'll link those in the description. Troubadour did one, and then a little bit further back, Sag did one as well. Actually, Sag's video might have had a different ability, I can't remember. But it's definitely worth watching just for his pronunciation of Estemmeno, which is the unit that we're going to look at today. And this is a unit that summons another copy of itself with extra stats based on how many ailments it has gained in the entire game. Actually, I guess, yeah, that's not quite right. Feeding it ailments in the shop counts permanently, but ailments in battle don't count permanently. So you still can increase the counter during the battle, but it won't run over onto the next turn. So the obvious question is, how many ailments can you feed one Estemmeno in an entire game? And the answer is you can definitely feed it more than 50. It doesn't actually make any difference. In fact, I think these days you don't actually need to feed it more than 47, I think it is. The ability was changed in one of the recent updates to be more like the new Chimera. So that means that even if it hasn't been fed any ailments at all, it will still summon a unit. So I think it's a 3/3 to begin with. So that means we only need to feed it 47 ailments in order to get a 50/50 summon. And then at level 2, it will summon 2 units, and at level 3, it will summon 3 units. So if you want to do the math yourself, the result is that you can summon 3 50/50s from this pet, which is super busted, and I'm not really sure exactly why it was put back to being on Feint. I think the previous version, it was on, it was either before or after attack. So, you know, it could be sniped, or you would have to play it further back in your team. But with this version, it just goes absolutely crazy. As long as you get a half decent setup going, which we definitely have here with both the spotted handfish, I think it is, and the question marks guy generating free ailments every turn. And I think I'm going to take this manta ray. I think I want to play a 4 squad so that I can also take Qual, which is one of the tier 1s that I take all the time now. I feel like it's an auto take in most packs, because it allows you to buy, sell, and get instant access to any of the tier 1 foods. And the lowest canned ailment is tier 1, so that's going to work out pretty nicely. The fact that the canned ailments, the canned ailments being 0 gold originally was crazy, but even just 1 gold, you can technically get on these crazy streaks with buy, selling oyster, or even if you just have a lot of gold, like we're gonna try and farm some here with manta ray. You know, you can end up buying like 10 ailments in 1 turn. I mean, it's not going to happen very often, but it is possible. Nice to see someone here playing Queen Bee. I actually have seen a little bit more variety of late in customs. I'm not sure if that's to do with adjustments behind the scenes or not. We were told that the live matchmaking hadn't been changed. It was just the test server, so I don't know. But yeah, it has been a bit better. I don't know if that's maybe also because more people have been playing it and playing more unusual teams. Of course, the matchmaking cannot serve you up a team that doesn't exist. So, you know, the more people playing odd combos, the better. And of course, we can also just put wall chicken in the pack. So it is more expensive than the canned ailment, but it's a guaranteed ailment. So we need to just take every single one of those that comes our way. And now you can see how ridiculous this gets very quickly. So we're summoning 2 18/18s there on turn 10. You can definitely do better than that, but yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And I think, yeah, here we go. We're going to buy, sell the Qual. We get the canned ailment. So I guess, what does that mean? It costs 3 gold for these canned ailments. So basically the same as buying wall chicken. And then we'll just pill the blobfish with the perfect gold left over. I was about to say this looks like a free-to-play team, but it's definitely not, because Betta Fish in the back line. But it's actually a perfect tie. And we'll just keep on buying the ailments. The thing is, when you have the question mark guy, you don't have to worry at all about putting confusion or dazed on Estemmeno, because it will just get replaced with spooked every single turn, which is incredible. Sometimes if you just run the spotted handfish, you can end up with the last ailment that you want to buy that turn is something that you don't want to take into battle because it could cost you the game. But when you have the tier 1 question marks guy, it's just absolutely perfect. So we're going to continue farming ailments, and I think at this point, yeah, we'll just take Sardinian Current, which I think is something that is extremely strong, and I probably underrated it before. At least in customs, I think it's much stronger. In Danger Pack, you probably need to be taking white okra or melon or steak a bit more often. But in customs, I think you have a bit more freedom. So here you can see a situation where in the previous version, Estemmeno there would have been sniped by the woodpecker and it wouldn't have done anything because it was before or after attack. Whereas now, even if it gets sniped, you still get the full value, which makes it very difficult for teams to counter this pet. I guess, Mandrake, of course in like a versus setting you would be able to counter it very easily because it's telegraphed, but in customs where your opponents are random, in arena where your opponents are random, it's a completely different story. So I think here I'm rolling down and I'm not taking the level up because I don't really want to win. We still have 4 hearts, so it would make a lot of sense to start throwing rounds in order to try and maximize how many ailments we can get. And actually look at this, we face Bugwagon, who also has Estemmeno, but ours is just a little bit better. Kind of funny there to see virtually the exact same team. But we had, I don't know, did he have the handfish there? I didn't notice. So the problem now is we're on 9 wins, so we're very, very likely to win here, no matter what. So I think realistically what I should be doing here, if I want to get maximum ailments and increase my chances of losing, I should just be playing a 5 squad and making sure that Estemmeno faints in the front. The other option would be finding Dazed in the shop, from the canned ailment, and then making sure that it doesn't work. Or I suppose we could also get Confusion. But I think this was quite early in the play session, so maybe I hadn't realised what I should be going for here. We get Silly. Silly is another option as well, because if you run Silly on it, it can summon for the other team. Of course, that would be a 50-50. So in the end here, I think I just overspend a bit. Really, I should have just played a 5 squad, and I think what's going to happen now is I'm just going to sell everything, and we're going to go for the level 3. The 50 ailments is not going to be possible here, so we have 4 hearts. All we have to do is hope that either we lose some games so that we can keep on farming ailments. There we go, you can see it was 38. Or we just go for the win right now, and looking at the opposing team, I think you can see almost immediately that it's not going to be a problem. And the solo Estemmeno wins on turn 15. So obviously I wasn't going to be satisfied with that. I really wanted to see 50-50 summons. So here's another one. This was played on my phone, and we've just gone the ultimate greed here with triple handfish and and question marks guy. And although this team looks absolutely terrible, the fact that the Estemmeno is summoning 3 colossal units means we basically win for free almost every game. You need to face a level 3 Mandrake for the ability to be turned off. I guess you could also face red-lipped batfish, but I think the chances of that are so slim that this is almost free at this point. So it's really just a case of hoping for the best possible shop luck and finding the canned ailments as quick as possible. But we're also getting 4 for free here every turn. I think it's so funny seeing the 3 base stats tier 2 handfish in the squad. And although this opposing team looks quite strong as well, as soon as we summon the 40/40s, it's pretty easy win. I can't remember here if I actually hover over at some point to see how many ailments we've already bought. Yeah, here we go. 41 it is. So we really only need 4 or 5 more, and then the summons will be 50/50. Tofu, enabling you to duplicate stuff as well, is really helpful. It is more expensive, of course, but just rolling is expensive, so I actually really like this team here with they had the Sunfish and Salmon of Knowledge. Pretty rare combo there. But of course we completely steamroll them. And another 3 ailments. So is that going to be 50 now? I think we're not quite there yet. Yeah. So we'll take the Cursed. And then we can actually sell all of these units because we've been building up gold with the cake. And I think I'm probably going to look for Bad Dog as well. The quintessential solo pet assistant. And there it is. So we'll take the Pandora's box because we can get 1 extra ailment from it. And the only thing we don't want to happen here is to get dazed. And we get dazed. So we instantly lose to that full level 3 snipe team. I actually think we would have easily beaten that team if I didn't get dazed there. I suppose also we could have had confusion. Although in the case of confusion, we would still beat a snipe team. So 1 heart left. Fingers crossed for not double dazed. And it is a meat bone instead. So this is kind of a weak looking team for turn 17. I guess they do have level 2 Spino and level 2 Fly, but I think at this point in the game you would probably expect to face something a bit stronger. And so we get the second solo win with Estemmeno that has eaten more than 50 ailments. Let me know in the comments what your personal best is for ailments eaten by 1 purple dino.